hello, and welcome to the commentary zone. As you enter the room, please don't forget to give us a little thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, notification bell, tell a friend. All right, so on the docket today, we have Real Housewives of Miami, Season 5, Episode 16, Melting Pot Meltdown. Okay, so I can't believe the season is over. This has been a singing. Why did I watch Dana earlier? Dana Wilkie. And she said that this, out of all of the Housewife franchises, is the most scripted. I like it. If that's the case, then I like it.
Here's the thing with these shows, and I've read the articles about this. Yes, an element of all of them are scripted. Here's the problem, though. This franchise to me feels the most genuine, and here is why. These were all actual friends.
Friendships. Mm-hmm.
These are all real friendship with real issues, and you can see the issues within each friendship. So if it's scripted, then I'm going to need all the other franchises and production companies to hire these people because they're doing it right.
Yeah,
they're doing it right. They're doing it right. There's a reason why on Twitter this show is not rated number one of all the Housewives franchises.
And there's a reason why Garcelle and Sutton kind of revitalized Beverly Hills, because they are friends. They might not have been friends before the show, but they made real, genuine friendship on the show. And that's something that Lisa Rinna, in all the years that she was on there, did not have, was a real, genuine friendship.
No, she did, but Eileen didn't come back.
With who?
Eileen was her actual real friend.
But Eileen had to leave, or else she wasn't going to be her friend anymore.
Well, we're not talking about that. We're just talking about who her real friends are. And her real friend was Eileen.
She had a friendship with Garcelle, with Denise, and she stabbed all of them in the back. If Eileen had stayed on another season, she would have done that to Eileen.
Yes.
But Eileen know who her friend is.
Right. I agree with you. Because I have a feeling like had Eileen stayed, Rena would have aired out all her business.
Yep.
But it's also interesting that how Eileen retired from soaps and Rena was just not really asked to return. But and Denise stays working, and Garcelle's always booked and busy. How come your friends is always booked and busy and you? Never mind. Okay, let's carry on.
Oh my God, she must be spinning right now because Garcelle has that new Lifetime movie about missing Black girls. I think that's the name of the movie.
I saw that.
But that's her production company. Gotta love it.
Well,
gotta love it. All right, so back to Miami. Melting Pot Meltdown. So we open finishing off Lisa and Marina's conversation. Wow. I cannot believe that Lisa was surprised that Marina turned on her. And then when Lisa kind of like defended herself saying, whoa, I know he your son, but whoa, I went to New York to get dental work done. Hello? You have to say that he's behaving badly. No, she don't, Lisa. Because he's paying for her lifestyle.
Right.
And he was probably late on the rent for the condo. So leave Marina alone. Leave Marina alone and go and talk to your attorney. Better yet, go and have sex with your attorney.
Even better.
Get your act together and start fighting Lenny, and stop trying to find like these shoulders to lean on that belong to Lenny.
That, and here's the problem with Lisa. She keeps trying to play nice. She keeps trying to quote unquote keep the peace. He's not keeping no peace. You fight fire with fire, especially ladies when you have young children,
Mhm.
because those kids are going to be relying on. And this is just my opinion. Those kids are going to be more reliant on the mother than the father.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
here's my opinion. This is going to happen. Say they have 50-50 custody, right? 50% going to go to Lisa, and 50% is going to go to Lenny's nanny that he's going to hire once he has those kids. Because he's going to be all up under new puss, as you like to put it. That's my opinion.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I agree with you.
And
So,
in my opinion, Lenny's the type of person who only wants 50% custody just to spite Lisa.
exactly. Exactly. So he could talk bad about Lisa to
Right.
his own kids
Because if you
instead
really
of
cared
being
about the
a
kids,
dedicated parent.
because if you really care about the kids, in my opinion, you wouldn't be treating their mama this way. And I stand by this. I don't care. Men, when you have children, I do not care if you hate your ex-wife or whatever. You do not talk bad about them in front of your children.
Mhm.
You do not speak ill of them in front of your children. Period. And it goes both ways. But I'm talking more about men because generally in the situation, it's the men who are more disrespectful than the women. Women will do their best not to speak ill or treat the baby daddy poorly in front of the kids. Women really do take that seriously. Men will be disrespectful and not care. Because here's the problem: they have a daughter and a son, and they're
Mhm.
going to be watching both parents, especially the father. The boy, men learn how to treat women by how their fathers generally treat their mothers. Girls tend to pick up which men to go after by the man their father is.
Mhm.
So you gotta watch that, especially when they're young. It's amazing to me that people have not caught on. Like kids pick up on everything. You may not think they do, but they do. And the way he's treating Lisa, I'm interested to see these kids how when they grow up and how they react to him.
Mm. Well, they're gonna have a lot of footage.
Yeah, for real.
um, but she ends off her segment saying that she moved to Miami for Lenny. She's lost her best friend, her husband, and her extended family. It's not what she envisioned for her and her kids' life. Find a new vision, Lisa. I'm tired of this. Find a new
Mm-hmm.
vision. I I appreciate Lisa for having the one storyline that carried us through this whole season. And I didn't tire of it until today when I watched it this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Um because I'm gonna need her to change her mindset because every time I feel
Right.
like she has changed it, she backpedals. And and I want to see her come out a winner in this. Not necessarily like she got the biggest payday, she got the biggest house, she got possession of her closet. Not for that. I want her to be better mentally for the sake of her and her children, and not thinking that she needs a man to be
Mm-hmm.
complete, because that's how she's coming across to me. She's not complete without Lenny. Redefine who you are.
You know what it is? I think that it comes from the simple fact that she has no family. I think she would feel this way with any man she was married to because she desperately wants a family. She desperately that's what she craves. She craves. Look, she's a family oriented person, and she craves that. Like she said, she moved to Miami for Lenny, and she thought she had found her family. So I get where she's coming from, but I will say this: I agree with you. She
How
needs
she thought she
to.
found her family with Marina? Marina and her husband never liked her. They thought she was deficient because she
The,
couldn't have no babies. Like, huh?
the thing is when you and I know people in this kind of boat when you don't have family and you're not close to them and you when you are alone like that you will you will hang on to whatever affection you will get, and then
Mhm.
especially when you get married and you feel like you're gaining a family, like you're replacing what you lost.
Mhm.
You're gonna fight for that because you already know what it is to be without it. And then most people I've met who have a situation, they can't handle another rejection. So that's where Lisa's at. And from what I can see, she's in that mind state. But I really feel for Lisa's sake, her best bet is to distance herself from Lenny as soon as possible
Mhm.
and really lean on Leah Black. And I know a lot of people do not like Leah, but the advice that Leah gave Lisa was so spot on. All I could do
Mhm.
was sit there and listen to her and say, "You are so on point." There's not much commentary I can give to this
Mhm.
because Leah, you may not like her, but she is straight to the point and she says what she means and she means what she says. And people around Lisa, yes, you want to hug her and caress her and just protect her. That's all well and good. But that's not going to help Lisa get what she needs, which is a tougher mindset and
Mhm.
secure a future for her children. What the advice Leah gave her will help her get there, which is why I think she
Mhm.
really needs to seek Leah's counsel, I should say, whenever she feels like she needs counsel. Don't go to the friend who is going to woo you because that's not what you need right now. In the beginning, yes, she needed that. I don't think she would have been open to Leah's tough love in the beginning of the season. I don't think so. But towards the end, I could see Lisa trying to pull herself out of it, but she can't do it herself. But when
Mhm.
Leah sat her down and just kind of just let her have it, like, look, no, you don't want to be with that. No. It was so direct. I feel Lisa was getting it, but I think she needs more of it. I
Well,
really
I
do.
hope with Marina turning on her
Yes.
and verbalizing everything that Lenny is poisoning
Mm-hmm.
them with, for the sake of a condo payment, I hope this is like the final straw.
Yes.
And just if you need counsel, if you need a shoulder to lean on, find it somewhere else.
For sure.
Anyway, um, let's see. Gertie and Larsa meet up for lunch and they discuss the Bahamas trip. Larsa says she had a great time. And Gertie's like, what trip were you on?
Right.
um, oh God, Gertie's a mess. Um, they talk about um the different events that they went to because remember last week the girls were split between Adriana's video
Mm-hmm.
launch and going to Marisol's house for cockies. And you know, this when Gertie starts saying, do you think everybody will come to my event? I want everybody to, come together, acknowledge our differences, and hide, that's what makes us unique. We are a melting pot. I think this is pretty much going over Lars's head, to be quite honest, because she doesn't care about that.
Right.
She doesn't care. Like, for someone to sit there and say that they had a great time on the Bahamas trip in the midst of all of that, and you caused a lot of the trouble, Larsa.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, you don't care about whether people are friends or not.
Right.
Um, because Larsa even says that she thinks that the dinner is too soon. To me, she said that because she doesn't want to see Gertie give an event
Mm-hmm.
because it's not about her.
Right.
And she asks. Larsa, well, what about Alexia and Marisol? If if she thinks that they're gonna come, and Larsa's like, they're not ready to see Adriana or do anything with Adriana, so she's even putting doubt on the event. I can't stand
Right.
Larsa. I want her to go away, all the way away. Next we see Adriana going to Estefan Enterprises.
Yes.
She got a meeting with
Estefan.
Emilio Estefan. Um
Estefan.
he's going to produce a song for her. The
But
fuck?
I loved it because when he's like, we've worked with Shakira, we've worked with J-Lo, we've worked with Mark Anthony, and of course Gloria. I was like, Emilio, you better let them know who you are. You better let them know.
But listen, do you know how big this shit is down here? They run
Yes,
Miami. They
yes,
run Miami. Like I when I saw where she was, I was like, "Wait, that ain't the restaurant. Wait, hold up. That's corporate headquarters. Wait, what's she doing going in there? Wait." And then he said he had a song for her. I was like,
hmm
"What?"
and he told her, he's like, I like your music. He's like, but I don't think you've been properly produced. Let
He
me
know what
tell
he's
you.
saying.
Let me tell you. When I first found out years and years ago
Mhm.
that Adriana did the theme for Miami
Mhm.
seasons two and three,
Mhm.
I'm like, hold up, that's you, Adriana. You've been hiding in my mind back then. I'm like, you've been hiding this from us, really, really. So that even that theme song, people want that. Even though this is a remix of her, this new one's a remix of hers. People want that original bop back as the intro. Everyone's like, we need this back, and that tells you something. That tells you she has something. And when she went in, was me with Emilio, I said to myself, Adriana, if you quit worrying about Alexia and Marisol and focus on Emilio, I want to hear nothing about Alexia and Marisol next season from you. Zip, zero. You focus on Emilio and Estefan. Focus on that. Focus on your music.
But did
Focus
you hear the
on your
demo?
music.
The demo sounded so good. And he's like, that's just the demo. The fuck? And I could hear her
When I think,
singing that too.
yeah, because like you said, I didn't, but see, like I don't know, like you're there, so and I'm glad I have you for this. I'm like, okay, where's she going? When I saw it, because I just happened to glance over at the phone when I was listening to it. I'm like, wait a minute, what's that building? It looks to me, I'm like, it looks real important. Like who's she going to meet? And then when he popped in, it's Emilio Estefan. I'm like, hold up, is that Emilio Estefan?
As soon as I
What?
saw Estefan Enterprise, I was like, wait, hold up. I know that's corporate headquarters. I know that's where the music come from. That's where they run the restaurants. That's where they run everything. Child, when he took her around and showed, you saw all them gold records, platinum records. You saw the history. She in the big leagues. She's it. Child.
This ain't no money. This is not no money can't buy you class BS. This is actual.
This rolling with the big dogs. This ain't no Erica Jane mess. I need her to not fuck this up. That's
Okay, thank
exactly
you.
what I said at the end of that segment. I looked at her because like her face didn't even look like she understood the song or nothing. And I was just like, bitch, I'm gonna need you not to fuck this up. You looking forward to next season? And me, I'm like, don't fuck this shit up.
I mean, here's my whole thing with Adriana. And tell me if I'm not seeing this properly.
Mhm.
She seems to be getting this far on her own.
Mhm. Mhm.
I'm going to need Adriana to sign with a talent management agency. I'm going to need her to start putting people in place to help her, and I need her to focus on that. Because the
Mhm.
fact that you got to see Emilio Estefan at the headquarters by yourself, Could you
And it seems
imagine
like
what
he
she could do?
reached out to her too.
Mm-hmm. She needs to understand this opportunity gives her an opportunity to be bigger than the Real Housewives of Miami. Like,
It'll give her the security that she needs, that she's
mm-hmm,
craving, because I know she brought it out in base terms. I'm not going to have alimony within the
mm-hmm,
next year and a half.
mm-hmm,
So she's a hard worker.
yes,
She has her hustle. She's not scared of hustling. She needs to focus on this and don't squander the opportunity. Don't. This
like
you know how many people would die for what she got on this show?
I was gonna say that. Could you imagine the people just rolling around on the streets like, no, that I've worked 15 years for this. Why her?
Child. This was the happy part of the episode for me. That's one little segment. And can we just go back and discuss? Adriana is a friend of the show.
Mm-hmm.
She ain't even a mojito holder. She is a friend of the show. And we're this invested.
Mm-hmm.
They doing something right on this show. I don't know. All right. So next we see Marisol and Alexia going over to Lisa's home. Lisa's in the playroom with the kids playing and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Then they go downstairs and they talk. Now again, this harkens back to the separate parties, where Adriana apparently asked Lisa to be an intermediary between the two warring factions. She's going in there with all of her mediation tactics, which are none. And she's basically trying to feel out these women to see how open they are to any sort of reconciliation or an apology or anything like that, and get shut down. Boom. No, we hate her. I do love that they went and got the expensive wines from Lenny's wine room.
Right.
I love it. But what did you think? Alexia seems to be driving this "I'm not ready," and Marisol is following along. Um, are they valid, or should they be
Here's the
getting over it?
thing. Here, give me one moment. Okay, here's the thing. Alexia, I understand. Marisol, I don't. Here's No, let me take that back. I can see both points of view, and here is why.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why is because one, we know what Alexia went through, and I felt like I will never take anything from Alexia when it comes to her motherhood. Never.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic mom. Love her kids through hell or high water.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing I do like about her so much.
Mm-hmm.
And the way she struggled with Frankie, and I can imagine being a mom just trying to keep your kid alive,
Mm-hmm.
knowing that your other child was the one behind the wheel. I mean, like, I couldn't imagine. There's no way. So for her, I understand her being mad because I'm sure at every turn, people were telling her, you're not doing the right thing. You should be doing this. And as a mom just trying to keep your kid alive, you don't want to hear that. You're just trying to I may not have him in the next 15 minutes. Leave me alone. Shut up. So I feel on her. I feel that she has a right to be upset. Marisol. Here's the thing with Marisol, and I think this is where she's coming from. Adriana's saying what she said about the ex-boyfriend. In the previous episode, Marisol kind of was just like, whatever, it doesn't matter, right? But this episode, when she was talking about it, she almost broke down. That relationship must have been very important to her, but very toxic. Because normally you see Marisol laughing and she takes things as they come and lets it go.
Mm-hmm.
But Adriana throwing that in her face pretty much almost broke her in her confessional. And I felt so bad for her, and Adriana held on to that for years. Just and when people do stuff like that, they say stuff like that when they could have told you years ago. They were holding on to that to use it against you. So I'm not too mad at Marisol by still holding a grudge because I'm going to fast forward to the dinner. Her reaction to Adriana and saying like I will never yada yada yada. That relationship must have done a number on her. It really
Okay,
must have.
I see what you're saying. But I'm of the opinion that if that rancid ass man said to Adriana, I never loved her, he also said it to Marisol when he dumped her and said, I never fucking loved you. And that's why she went anorexic. So don't give me that bullshit. Marisol Ben knew that information. And that's why she's the walking crib keeper. So tell me
Whew.
something she don't know.
Mm. I mean, you
Uh-huh.
could be right. No, you could be right, but I'm just saying.
And
Adriana held
besides,
on to that
that was
nugget.
years ago. That can't hurt me. That was years ago.
Right. No, I get it, but I'm just saying I'm looking more at the fact that Adriana held on to that for so long.
Just like
That was
I
meant.
would.
I understand. I mean, like I would say this. I'm an Aquarius, and we as petty as they come. Like
Exactly.
we when we get mad, see, when we get mad, we wait. We
Mm-hmm.
will wait
Yep.
until the time is right
Yep.
and just get you.
And she
So
knew who she dealing with. She knew who she dealing with. So you gonna save up your ammunition. You are. I have no I have no sympathy for none of the three of these women. None of them.
me neither, but I can still feel
And
bad about
Alexia,
the
I don't
situation.
give her a quarter neither. Cause until she can squeeze out a fucking tear out of her eye every time she cry about Frankie, I gave her grace in the moment. But now we get to this dinner, and she's like, and no, where's the tears? Where's the tears? She does
You
the
love a good
same
tear.
all the time. She pinches underneath her eyes and nothing comes out. Nothing. And then she gets the person next to her to hold her. It's usually Marisol, but now I think she got Larsa trained to do it too. And they cover her face so that we don't see she's not crying. Shut up. I'm so sick
That
of
is
Alexia.
that is one of your pet peeves though.
Yeah,
That's one of your pet peeves. You don't like you're not a fan of the whole crying with no tears.
I can't. All three of them is frauds. I'm not on nobody's side. All three of them is frauds.
But we wish you well though. Debbie wishes y'all well though. Don't you, Debbie?
Whatever.
Who, who next?
Oh Lord. You got me giving out all my little secrets. Okay, so that was that. Then we see a cute little scene with Julia and Martina going out for dinner. And Martina, with her little flirty self, was like, do we got to stay for dinner? Let's go home. I got something else to eat.
I was I was like, oh, okay.
But listen. I was checking out Martina. Like, she got game. She got game.
Yeah, of course she does. Come on now.
I was like, wait, hold on. Am I falling for this? Have I been alone too long? What is going on here? I was seeing her in a different light. Crazy. But yeah, they had a wonderful dinner. Julia actually looked nice. I like that little outfit that she had on.
Here's the thing, Julia, beautiful woman.
Uh-huh. She
Can't take
can't
that away from
dress.
her. She is the Garcelle of this franchise. Love me some Garcelle. Garcelle is gorgeous, but some of the styling choices, know, I would love to see Dorit and Garcelle be cordial to where Dorit can style her. That's just my opinion. But anywho, back to
You
Julia.
just want Dorit off the show, which I agree with, but you giving her a side hustle so that she is show adjacent, which I do not agree with.
I mean, Dorit could be friend. I've always said Dorit could be friend of. Like,
No, why should she be friend of? In all the years that she's been a diamond holder, what has she brought? And don't tell me
sponsorship,
fashions.
sponsorship, brand
No,
ambassadorship,
no, no,
um,
no. And none of the
uh,
standing at the window. No,
accent,
she's brought nothing.
accents, Jagger and Phoenix who read her for Phil. Maybe they could. Maybe Jagger and Phoenix could split her diamonds, and we could put her as friend of Jagger and Phoenix.
No, I don't
No.
want none of them on the show, including their non-white help. None of them. They can all go. Because I can guarantee you the only thing that she's bringing for next season is a new boxed hair color. Fuck her and all of that nonsense. She could go away. Because even if she were to divorce PK, it
Never happened.
still would be boring.
Right, because PK is the more interesting of the two. You can't
Not
get rid of the
really.
more.
Unless he
Yeah,
starts having sex with Mauricio and we're filming it, he's not that interesting either.
I hate you. I really hate you for that. Really? Really? Oh my god. Okay. That just gets me completely off the rails. Alrighty then. Back to Julia looking gorgeous. I like that. Like, I don't. I love them as a couple,
Mm-hmm.
but I will say this: Julia needs to understand this is TV, and you need to be entertaining. Your spouse should not be more entertaining than you. That being said, Julia has a lot to offer, but
Where?
she gives me confessional housewife, like Cynthia. Like, cause Cynthia used to kill a confessional. Julia, I need Julia to say what she's got to say and just deal with the consequences. Like, Adriana says dumb stuff all the time. Let's be honest. She says some stupid
Mm-hmm.
stuff, but that's why we like Adriana, because she will say stupid stuff, um, triple and double, triple down on it, then realize she's wrong and then apologize. Julia, quit fighting other people's fights for them. Fight your own.
She's not even interesting when she's fighting her own fight because in the middle of it, she starts going, "Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me." Nobody wants to see that. You don't know
Oh,
how much I hate that scene because it looks real
oh,
thirsty.
well, a little Avion can help her out, but anyway, just saying. But they have a cute scene. I loved it.
Mhm.
I like that they're back on track. Like
Yes,
them, like those two, and as you say, Anthony and Nicole. Y'all can't nothing happen. We need y'all to stay
Anthony.
together.
I love Anthony. Oh my
We need
god.
y'all to stay together.
Oh, Julia got a job, a modeling job, and
Mm-hmm.
any minute now they could be calling to for the adoption of the baby. So that was really nice. Let's see. Next we see, oh, big scene. Nicole invites her therapist friend Lisa over and her dad.
Mm-hmm.
I think she had a major breakthrough, and I think her dad did as well.
Yeah.
Kudos to this therapist. Where's she at? Send her over to Lisa's house on Star Island. Because I'm going to need her to give that other Lisa a breakthrough as well. So basically, what I got out of this was Nicole has been feeling rejected from her father from forever.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
he finally explained it with some situation that happened where he had her in the car and one of his friends rolled up and she got out the car and she was run over by this other car. And he realized that every time his children were around him, something bad happened because of the people he was rolling with. So the best thing he could do to protect them was to keep them away from him. So
Mhm.
he removed himself from his children emotionally and physically in order to protect them. But she wasn't seeing it from that side. She was seeing it from the abandoned little girl side.
Mhm.
And she lost her daddy. And not just
Mhm.
when he went to jail, but
Right.
from before that, she felt
Right.
his pull away from her. And
See, if you,
she realized it, she never saw it from his point of view. But he never
right.
fucking opened up his mouth and explained it either. Let's just call a thing a thing.
But for us, here's the
Mm-hmm.
thing. I'll
Mm-hmm.
say this: we only from Nicole, we only heard about going to jail
Mm-hmm.
and the struggle of the mother.
Mm-hmm.
We This is the first time we're hearing the feeling of abandonment. So we, as the audience, are only at the jail part. Like, how could he put his family in that position? Yada yada
Mm-hmm.
yada. With this context, it makes
Mm-hmm.
me look at it from a whole different point of view because,
Mm-hmm.
like you said, this started before the jail. This started emotionally from her feeling abandoned.
And as a
And
much younger child, because when he
much
went to jail,
younger.
she was a teenager, and we were like, she
Right,
should be over this. She should understand
right.
this. We
Mm-hmm.
all went through somebody going to jail when we was a teenager. No big whoop.
Right,
But this happened for years before.
right.
And a little child isn't gonna understand that he's doing
No,
this to protect her.
right.
It came crashing down. It made sense.
And I respect his self awareness. Like,
Mm-hmm.
he was acutely aware that he was not rolling with the best people. He knew what his life was, and but he enjoyed that life, and it probably provided for his family. So he saw
Mm-hmm.
nothing wrong with it. But he understood that with these things happening, it puts his kids in peril, and he didn't want to do that. And honestly, he did the right thing because you really can't explain that to a child. They're not going to understand. They're just going to be understanding like, daddy doesn't want me around. That's all they're going
Yeah.
to hear.
Yeah.
So I thought this session was fantastic. I thought the therapist was asking all the right questions. Like, she was like, boom, well, what about this? And I like the fact that she turned some of the questions on Nicole to answer versus just focusing on the father and
Mm-hmm.
like, you did wrong. She made Nicole realize like, hey, maybe you're not seeing it from his perspective. And Nicole understands herself because in the confessional she's all, I have these expectations of people and I'm working on that. And I felt her on that because I've talked to friends. I said, look, um, I'm of age now and I'm kind of set where I am. But I do know I do this to people. I do put the expectations of I have for myself onto other people, and that's not fair.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm working on taking people as they are, and understanding them, and moving on from it. If it's something that's minor that doesn't do me harm, I'm not going to worry about it. Now, when it does me harm, that's when I'll take exception and we'll have a conversation. So I understood where she's coming from on that. And it's very difficult when you've been in that mindset, like, well, I'm this way and my way is logical and it's right. It's very easy to put that onto other people and then and not give them grace because they're not living up to your expectation and what you feel is
Mm-hmm.
right. So I felt her on that part, and I'm glad she understands that, and I'm just glad they got to a place where they can really start hanging out and like I think she's in a better space to accept him as her father and
Mm-hmm.
not just as the man who left her.
Yep. And I also hope that she could see him because I think she had one of those daddy complexes. Like she put her dad up on a pedestal, but then somebody kicked the pedestal out from underneath her dad.
Yeah.
And I think she needs to embrace him for the flawed individual that he is because he does know that he's flawed. He's just not making any apologies for it. Like when the therapist asked him, how did he how was the engagement party? And he said, I behaved. And he kind of like looked over at Nicole. Um, and she also asked him if he was going to apologize to Nicole, and he go, not right now, because I don't feel like I should have to right now. Um, he's got pride, and
Mhm.
Nicole challenges that, but
Mhm.
I think now she'll be better.
Oh, for sure.
Um, I think now she'll be better because this therapist helped her see it from a different perspective. And I don't think she would have been able to see it from a parent's perspective unless she's a parent now. So I think she can put it in terms of her and Grayson with the thought process,
Mhm.
and she can get over that better. Like she know her dad ain't nothing but a piece of shit. She do know that. But I think she could accept him
Mhm.
more.
I think she can
And maybe
accept it.
no, go ahead.
No, I was saying, I think she can accept it because she understands now. It wasn't the fact that he didn't love her.
Mhm.
It was more like, look, this is who I am. This is where I am in life. This is what I enjoy doing. I'm not apologizing for it. She can accept that part because she understands, like, okay, I didn't do anything wrong.
How much you want to bet he's not going to show up drunk for breakfast anymore? How much you want to bet? Now that they have admitted this to each other, he's going to be like the semi-decent individual he could have been his entire life.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think you're wrong on that, to be honest.
Mhm. I loved it at the end where he told her, "You know, I always loved you." Aww. And she says, "I know." I think that was big for her to say that she knew that her dad always loved her. Because I
Right.
think she questioned that for a very long time in her life, whether he loved her or not.
I agree.
Hmm. All right. So next we see a little segment with Alexia and Frankie cooking some Cuban food. Okay, girl. But we get an update on Frankie. She says that with the help of that foundation, that Frankie is really progressing. He's showering on his own. He's picking out his own clothes. She's helping him to learn how to do household chores. Like he helped her with the cooking. He's learning how to do laundry. Um, but she also admits in her confessional that it's very difficult for her as a Cuban mother to like let go of either of her children.
Mhm.
It was it was an okay scene. Um, I'm not gonna say anything.
Uh, I mean, it's just it was a cute thing.
Okay, it was a scene. Next, we see Alexia's other son, Peter, going over to visit their dad, Pedro. Um, and he is like he's got the barbecue going. Um, Pedro tells Peter that Alexia wants Peter to help out at the salon. So okay, so now it's a salon, and Peter says like, "What's in it for him?" Selfish bastard. Um, Peter says he's still with that girl who called a popo on him.
Right.
Um, Pedro says he can remember when Alexia's parents told her not to be around him. And what did she do? She packed up all her stuff and left her parents' house and went to be with Pedro.
Mhm.
So she should have a little bit more understanding. Um, Peter said that his relationship got so bad with Alexia that he had went down to Puerto Rico, started looking at places to live. He was going to move down there just to get away from her. So you really think that she didn't know where Puerto Rico was and she wasn't going to come after you?
Right.
Okay, girl. Um Oh my lord. And then I okay, so when I take notes on this, I do it from the microphone and check the last sentence of this. And oh my god, Pedro has a dead tooth.
Wow.
my lord. He looked like he about ready to go back to jail, though. I ain't lying.
I mean, he goes every 5 years or so. I mean,
But kudos to Alexia trying to get every single person in her family a paycheck from this show. My God.
exactly.
It's next up we see is the day of Gertie's melting pot party. Mano is there taking charge of everything. She flew in the bartenders from New York City. Hello, hello, hello. She's there gertifying the event. Everything is custom made. The clear tables are custom made. The neon signs are custom made. She says the point of the event is to bring all the girls together to find common ground, but she's not 100% hopeful. Well, neither are we. The ladies start arriving. Everybody got the memo. Dress like your favorite sorbet. It made for a cute backdrop, though. Everyone looks so pretty. Oh, God. You could just you can go through this because I don't really care. I don't
Which part?
care. The any takeaways from their final dinner? What'd you think about Adriana's apology?
Like Adriana apologized, which is what they wanted, but it still wasn't good enough. So for
Mhm.
me, Adriana, like I thought her apology was genuine.
Mhm.
They don't want to accept it. You can't make people accept an apology. That's
True.
it's the right not to. So
True.
at this point, what she needs to do is quit focusing on them. They're not going to be there for you until they're ready to be, if they ever will be. So
Mhm.
focus on yourself. You actually have a whole music career that could be ahead of you. Focus
Mhm.
on that. You focus on your education. Because I know she was getting her education before the last season. I saw that she was like taking classes at Harvard or something to get her
Mhm.
master's. So focus on that. Focus
Mhm.
on Mr. Emilio Estefan trying to get you like boost your career. And just focus on that. And
Mhm.
and the thing is, when you blow up and they want to come around, just tell them you don't have time for them. Or actually,
Mhm.
you tell them like, you know what, I'm going to be there for you like you were there for me, which was not at all, and keep it moving.
Mhm. Mhm.
You keep people like that on the outside. They can't be in your inner circle because they flip and flop and are only loyal to themselves. So respect it and keep it moving.
Mhm.
People like you want people like Julia, Nicole, Gertie, people who actually support you, and Lisa, who actually showed up to your event.
Mhm.
That's the thing. The people who showed up for you at your release party, those are the true friends. Those are the people you want around you, not the people who will be there for you in good times, but when in bad times, it's like I ain't got time for you.
Mhm.
And it's always best that these people show themselves ahead of time. He's like, okay, I know what I'm dealing with. Cool, thank you.
Mhm. What I took away was that a Versace dress that Adriana had on? It was cute.
That's it.
Yeah. And I think she finally got her color right in her hair. That's it.
Oh, that's it. That's all you said. Yeah,
Yeah.
you were
Yeah,
stuck in
because
that.
I said everything I had to say before
Right.
with regards to Marisol and Alexia. So I don't want to bore anybody. I thought all the ladies looked amazing. Um, but yeah, so then we get to the end where they're doing the what do you call that part where they put up the writing and stuff? I don't know. Okay, so we see Adriana is still not friends with the girls, but her music career is taking off. Marisol starting a new venture, venture with a cocktail line with a famous Miami-born person. Gertie is delegating more of her work so that she can make more time for her family, and they took a vacation to New York. And she was able to leave her phone at the hotel for 3 of the 5 days. Whoop-de-doo. Julia has stopped being so needy, and she spent the summer backpacking with Martina. And then they also get the diagnosis of Martina's cancer, and they're fighting it together. Next, we see Peter telling Alexia. See, this is how they did it different, because usually we see all of the stories at the end, but then they broke it up, and you see a scene with Alexia and Peter, and he's telling her how he was thinking about moving to Puerto Rico. But she says she's learning that by letting her sons go, she's bringing them closer together. So then we see Alexia and Todd finally get to go on their fairy tale honeymoon to Greece, and Peter is with them. Why? See, this is why you can't keep a man, Alexia. Um, oh, and he's newly single. The girl that called the popo on him, Lauren, they have broken up. So he decided to go on his mother's honeymoon. Okay.
Right.
Um, Next, we see Larsa, and she's doing a photo shoot, and production is asking her about Michael Jordan's son and her relationship with him, and she's talking like in circles as usual. And then they pull up all of these blog posts about her going Instagram official with this 30-something-year-old child that she may or may not have rocked as a baby. Okay. Okay. Next we see Nicole talking with her parents about her wedding. She's trying not to put too much pressure on everyone in her family. Then we get the update. The house sold to Jeff Bezos' mom for $44 million. Hello, money, ka-ching. What? What? You know that check didn't bounce. Hello.
Huh?
Jeff
Okay,
Bezos.
here's what I want to know.
Uh-huh.
Were any of the cars? Was it just the house, or did they get any of the cars?
I don't think he
Just
would
the
have
house, right?
included any of the cars. Mm-mm. Them cars was too expensive.
That's what I was
Um,
thinking.
the next one is okay, the next one is Lisa. And they talk about how complex the relationship she has with Lenny is as the divorce proceedings continue, right? Um she says that Lenny asked her to host her Halloween party, but in the middle of her confessional, she see these things come up on the blogs. Lenny went to the press and said that she was romancing 2 men at the Halloween party that he told her to host. She said, hold on, she ain't even talking to production no more. She on the phone and she bitching him out, saying that you forced me to host that wedding. I mean, that event, and that the girl put a restraining order on her, and they had to put up a blurb at the bottom saying the restraining order was dropped. But I was just like, wait, what is going on? He forced her into hosting that party. And remember, he thought that he could get her out of the house by October. So he
Right.
set her up to frame her to go to the
Yep.
courts and say that she's philandering on him. Like, Lenny is a dog.
Pretty much.
Oh my God. And then we see a preview of the reunion. That is a hot mess. I heard Alexia was pissed at the seating chart because she thought she should be closer to Andy.
Who got first chair? It was Nicole and who?
Lisa.
And Lisa. Yeah.
So on Lisa's side, it's, hold on, I could tell you right now. So you got Andy in the middle, and then to our left, it's Lisa, Larsa, Alexia, Marisol, and Kiki, right? And then to our right, you have Nicole, you have Julia, Adriana, and then Gertie.
That's right.
I feel like Gertie, no. Oh, but she's a friend of. Okay, because I was going to switch out Adriana for Julia,
Hmm.
but I guess because she's a friend of, they put her.
If we're being honest, Adriana should have got second chair. It should be, if we're being really honest, it really should be Nicole, Adriana, Julia, and then Gertie.
Hmm.
Julia and Adriana need to switch places, in my opinion,
Yeah. Yeah.
because
Everything
they're
else
not
is
getting
fine
enough
for
of line.
me. But Alexia was
This,
pissed that she didn't get to sit next to Lisa because she thought she should have been there. Well, closer to Andy, but apparently word on the curb is that Andy said that Nicole had a really rough season and is still going through it, and her and
you mean
Larsa are
Lisa?
actually
You mean
friends.
Lisa?
Sorry, Lisa. Yeah, Lisa. So her and Larsa are actually friends. So Larsa was going to be there for support for Lisa, but Alexia didn't like that. Um, and then apparently Andy shouts at Larsa because Larsa went and started saying that people who have children out of wedlock have bastards.
Hmm.
Does she not know who signed her paychecks? Like,
Right.
God, this should be the head reason why she don't come back. I just can't take stupid.
Cause you didn't talk about Andy, you didn't talk about Julia, you didn't talk about Nicole. I'm just saying, you just hit a couple people on that stage.
Kiki, what's she name? Adriana. Was Adriana married when she had her first child?
I thought she was.
She
I thought it was
was?
her first husband
Okay.
that
But
cheated. Yeah.
definitely Kiki, um, who else?
Andy,
Nicole, Andy, Julia.
Julia.
Half of your cast you're insulting. Like, who says that anymore? Who
Right.
says that anymore? And why are you talking about people kids like that?
Right.
She's so stupid. And you had yours in wedlock, but what kind of wedlock you had with your Scottie Pippen like dipping out on you all the time? Girl, bye.
And my thing is, when you were the mistress, you should be quiet. Because the way I understand it, she was the mistress before she became the wife.
I heard that too. I heard that too. Um, and now
Because I think
she's
Guy divorced the first wife. I think they
uh-huh.
got married the next year or the year after.
Mm-hmm. Well, she got issues. I'm
She really does.
sorry. And if she was associated with her current boyfriend as a child, like how do you do that?
Mm.
She denies it, but it's running rampant everywhere.
I've been seeing more and
That
more
there
of it.
was some sort of association when he was a child. That's just gross. But anyway, it's to be expected from Marissa. Anywho, that was the season finale. It was an extended episode. Real Housewives of Miami, season 5, episode 16, Melting Pot, Meltdown. So next week we will have part 1 of their reunion, and it should be a flaming turd. Any final thoughts on this mess, Jamal?
No, we are good to go.
All right. Well, everybody have a wonderful weekend. Jamal, stay out of trouble. Have fun.
Yep, of course.
All right. Until next time.
Yep.
Bye.